This is my persuasive speech on drinking and driving. Driving a vehicle while under the influence of alcohol is one of the most dangerous things you can do. People don't take it seriously. For example, have one drink for the road was a commonly used phrase in American culture until recently. It has only been within the past 20 years that as a nation, we have begun to recognize the dangers associated with drinking and driving. Many people drink and drive without thinking about the consequences, and that the majority of fatal car crashes are caused by alcohol-related incidents. There's nothing positive that can come out of drinking and driving, so why do people do it? Not only are you putting yourself at risk, you're putting your passengers, other cars, and pedestrians around you at risk. Drinking and driving can affect you and everyone around you. If you have ever had a family member who has been seriously injured in a drunk driving incident or someone who has passed away, it's a horrible thing and can change your life forever. One of my family members, Nick, was caused in a drinking and driving accident. He was traveling to Atlanta to visit a university that he got accepted into to pursue his football career. Nick was amazing at football and definitely had a very long career ahead of him. As soon as they got to Atlanta, they were hit by a student leaving a party, which caused their car to hit a guardrail and flipped. Nick's right leg had to be amputated on scene. It was the most devastating thing, that the fact that he can't pursue his dreams anymore, and because of someone who could have prevented their drinking and driving decision. Being the one behind the wheel while drinking and driving, this is something that will haunt you for the rest of your life and is something that could have been easily stopped. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, this year, 500,000 people and one person per minute will be injured in alcohol-related incidents. 10,000 people will die in drunk driving crashes this year. That is one death every 50 minutes because of something that can be stopped. Death rates back in the early 2000s were extremely high, but luckily every year's death rates from alcohol-related incidents have dropped little by little, but are still very unacceptable. Drinking and driving accidents are not actual accidents. Getting into a vehicle after consuming alcohol, that is not an accident. It's a lack of responsibility. It's society's job to prevent and try to take control of this issue. To stop this national travesty, people all over the world need to examine the problems, the effects, and the solutions to drinking and driving. There are many groups against drinking and driving, some popular ones like MADD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and SADD, Students Against Destructive Decisions. They both try and help with drinking and driving as much as they can, like going to schools and speaking in front of millions of students. Yes, I'm sure it does scare some students and it does make them a little more cautious, but what good does it come out of when they're actually in the position of getting into a car or being peer pressured right then and there? When in the position, it's very different story. Some people just don't know what to do. Some people think that they don't have a choice, but there's always a choice. More schools around the world need to have a required drinking and driving class, and I also think that in every car they should have a built-in breathalyzer because there's absolutely no reason to be drinking and driving anyways. If they really think that drinking and driving is a huge issue, then they really need to step up, and it's time we put drinking and driving to an end. Drinking and driving has become an ongoing issue for too long. Schools around the world need to be more cautious about this and really start thinking what they should do to stop this. It can hurt you and your family and your friends around you. You have people who love you and don't want to see you ruin your life over something that could have been prevented. If you don't drink and drive, you'll stay alive.
Amen.
How did
See, it wasn't so bad.